What is the Synod of Strategic Prophecy? Hidden deep within a remote gorge, at an undisclosed location in Europe, rumoured to be the birthplace of creation on Earth, the headquarters and spiritual home of the Synod is one of Christendom's most closely guarded secrets. The Valley of the Word has a unique quality to its landscape. Here, the very stones themselves hum with a divine resonance. Each one of these sacred stones amplifies the divine echo, allowing for the monks of the Synod to better perceive the very words of God. To enter the valley is to succumb to the humbling weight of an eerie feeling of being watched, not by the monks and the warriors of the Synod, no, but by the very real sense that an intense gaze capable of unravelling the mysteries of your very being, your innermost truths and thoughts, and laying bare the deepest recesses of your soul is watching. No shadow or falsehood can escape the gaze, and few can enter the Valley of the Word without the piercing, crushing weight of this presence, causing them to bow their heads in supplication. Within the Synod of Strategic Prophecy's hallowed halls, this is the only known location on Earth where one may learn the divine and superhuman skills of the observers. More valuable than even these miraculous warriors, the Valley of the Word is the sole source of the tacticians of the Synod. These pure-souled servants of the Lord are vital in the ritual which allows the Council of Saints to commune with the holy reliquaries. Without these blessed servants of the Lord, the communion and guidance of his long-dead saints would be seemingly impossible to receive. Due to the intense secrecy of the location and its incalculable value to the faithful war effort, to stumble even unknowingly upon it without permission to enter incurs a great cost. Trespassers are captured, never again allowed to leave this holy place. They become the lay brothers and sisters of the order. Whether willing or not, these people, including faithful volunteers, form the vast armies of menial labourers at the Synod's disposal, known as receptors. The receptors have their brains partially replaced with a kind of holy radio receiver attuned to the words of God, receiving messages transmitted from the powerful arrays that cover the exterior of the Temple of the Word. The cloister of the Temple of the Word is vast, and it is formed by the sprawling expanse of the valley floor. Radio telescopes, antennae, receivers, dishes, and listening posts cover the floor of the valley, all trained upwards and focused on the reception of every faint echo and utterance of God and the heavens. Pleas, prayers, questions, and requests are transmitted towards the heavens by the servants of the Synod, all the while they listen intently for the faintest notion of an answer back. The Synod receives cryptic messages, often garbled and difficult to parse the context of the message. Other times, they receive messages in ancient and long-dead languages. Disrupted by interference, feedback, or overlaid echoes and unclear speech patterns, the Synod remains frustrated in its attempts to receive the words of God with clarity. To aid in the decryption of these holy words, the messages are processed in great difference engines. Designed by the ordained engineers of the Synod, they assist in the translation, analysis, and study of the Holy Word by the scholar monks of the Synod's many, many monasteries. Each monastery is the interpreter of its own specialized subject of the holy messages. One may deal with such things as the messages relating to the beast, another may be concerned with the imagery of women clothed in sunlight, while another may deal with the divine music of angelic trumpets, and there are a vast number of such specialized interpreter monasteries, and all are necessary due to the often cryptic nature of the words of creation. Across the faithful nations, the Synod even searches the sanatoriums and asylums for those that may have a perception of the Holy Word. Many who claim to hear the words of God, of which there are no shortage, are unfortunately often little more than charlatans, the delusional. Fewer than 1 in 10,000 is proven to have the gift, as they all undergo the tests to ascertain whether their claims have any veracity. Tacticians, as there are a great many unfortunates, their minds broken by the horrors of war. Despite the incredible rarity of an adult who may perceive the Holy Word, Far rarer are the children who possess such a gift as to not only perceive the Holy Word, but perceive it with far greater clarity. The Synod tracks down such gifted children, eager to find them as early as possible for training as a tactician. The younger a tactician is at the point of their discovery, the greater their ability to attune to the word of the Lord, as they are closer to innocence. This youthful innocence allows them to better hear the voice of God. The children undergo surgical, genetic, and chemical enhancement, their bodies and minds altered to better help them attune, and they are implanted with devices that allow their very beings to reverberate with the words of God. The tacticians' implants also give them the ability to be directly linked into the machines of the Synod of Strategic Prophecy. Alongside the various antennae and listening equipment that the valley is home to, there is a vast sprawl of workshops and foundries tirelessly forging the weapons and equipment of the observers. Within the great calefactory, the oculus helms of the observers are crafted. These bespoke masterworks of divine craftsmanship and engineering are created from pure orichalcum. The helmets are uniquely tuned to the bearer's specific spiritual resonance, as no two souls in existence are the same, or do they experience the divine word in the same way, and each soul is as unique as the individual grains of sand on the vast dunes of creation. The oculus helm allows for the divination of the righteous guidance gleaned from the divine narrative that spans all of time from the dawn of creation to the present and far, far into the future. The observers themselves are housed in hundreds of monastic cells that are scattered across the Valley of the Word. This allows their seclusion and offers them a devotional space devoid of all but the most simple furnishings. Nothing is permitted to disturb their concentration, and their specialist cells are constructed to block out all external interference, radiation, light, or even the faintest sounds, so that they may conduct their communion with a voice uninterrupted. The highly skilled observers emerge from their seclusion twice daily for simple meals unless fasting at the Sabbath. Each day they train for 6 hours in martial combat, with one whole day devoted to attuning to their oculus helms' divine resonance. With practice and proper attuning to their oculus helms, this allows them to command any being in creation, even for a fleeting moment. The remainder of the observers' days are given to the secluded meditations on the words of God, locked in their living tombs devoid of all sound. The Synod's elders receive divine guidance, showing them a mission of critical importance, perhaps the collapsing of a front in New Antioch, or a heretic assassin dispatched to kill an important member of the church. The observers are dispatched into the Levant to bring holy guidance and turn the tide of war. Within the Valley of the Word, the observers' cells surround the colossal Gate of God. The Gate of God is a steepled tower that serves as a conduit for the Holy Word, but remains unfinished. Countless arrays and sacred geometries are constantly tested in the pursuit of the perfection of the tower and absolute clarity in its attunement to the Holy Word. This great structure is circled day and night, their flight paths mapping rings akin to halos by the arcs of the signal. Fashioned after the arcs of the covenant, they are festooned with all manner of holy and sophisticated radio arrays, their arc bearers permanently connected to the machines by synaptic cables and chemical tubing. The Gate of God ever rises higher and higher as its custodians search for the perfect signal, adding new arrays, antennae, loudspeakers and receptors. The Gate's speakers fill the valley with holy prayers and hymns, transmitted in every language known to have ever existed, and the lay brothers endlessly toil to hear the Creator's voice with no interference as the tower climbs ever towards the heavens. Beneath the great tower, deep within chambers, more secluded even than the observers, are the tacticians, their value and abilities far surpassing even the superhuman observers. This necessitates their protection, as they are one of the Synod's most vital resources. Deeper still are a curious number of chambers of great secrecy, hidden from all and guarded by the Watchers, the most elite warriors of the Synod, crowned by horns of holy light. What lies within these vaults and chambers is a mystery. but rumours whisper of sightings of alchemists from the House of Wisdom entering its hall and monstrous wailing echoing from the 100-ton vault doors. What is behind these doors and whether or not the rumours are true, none can say, but all of this only adds further to the mystery of the Synod. Which brings our introduction to the Synod to a close. Are you excited to find out more about them, including possible upcoming rules for their faction? Let me know in the comments below. And before we end this video, I have some quick announcements. So, this week I will be at ChillCon and I will be with a number of people demonstrating Trench Crusade. So if you are around, please come and say hi. I'm also beginning to collaborate with the creators of a new and upcoming tabletop game. Now, I won't say too much of it at this time, but look in my videos and listen very closely because you might start to hear or see some very faint or very mysterious clues. There is some detective work for you to do, so please pay attention. You may see miniatures in the background that may look a little like something you're familiar with, or perhaps there's something just slightly odd about them. Perhaps in the background audio of the video, you may hear the faint whisper of the name of the game, or potentially something about its lore. Exciting times, and I really want to see what you guys come up with in your investigations and whether or not you can guess what this upcoming game is. There will be a bank of 10 videos hidden away in a secret playlist on the channel to be announced shortly and arrive at a certain point in April. For those of you who caught my first episode of the podcast, the next guest will be Scanner Barclay. Now that conversation happened today and will be going live for channel members on the 18th of March, which is tomorrow. So if you are interested in hearing what Scanner has to say before anyone else, make sure to join as a channel member below. The video itself will go live to anyone who is not a channel member near the end of the month, so watch out for the announcement there. And if you'd like to catch the first episode of the podcast where I interview Thomas Pernin, please click the video link to your left. And if you'd like to discover a little more of the lore of Trench Crusade, click the video link to your right to discover the lore of the Grail Hegemon. Now, before we go, a couple more announcements. I appeared on the Trench Talk podcast, which at the time of publication for this video will be going live tomorrow. So please head over to Trench Talk. I'll link them below. Go and see what we have to say. Myself and Lakey spoke for about 2 hours or so. I rambled quite a lot. I'm very tired because I have a lot of plans coming for you guys. I've been working very hard to make something very special for you all. There is a big collaboration coming up, and I won't say more on that just yet, but expect to see some familiar names. As usual, if you'd like to support the channel, please consider clicking my affiliate links in the description below for discounts on your hobby supplies. And with that, I will say thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon.